Hi, welcome to Capitol Views, and we're here today with new Senator Jesse Bjorkman from the Kenai Peninsula. Senator Bjorkman, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome, Tim. Thank you so much for having me today.
Well, you're one of the new faces in Juneau, and perhaps you can tell us a bit about yourself and your background, and then we can talk about the district. Anyway, tell us about yourself.
Well, very good. Well, I'm 38 years old. I am married to a beautiful wife, Jamie, and I have two kids, a 7-year-old Blake and 4-year-old Brenna, and they are amazingly energetic and gregarious, outgoing. Folks will have seen them on the campaign trail and also be seeing them around the Capitol, I'm sure, as they're here for the session and adjusting very well to their new confines here in Juneau, but they miss all of their friends back home in Nikiski very much. I grew up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, grew up there hunting, hiking, fishing, and really have developed a love of the outdoors and outdoor pursuits ever since a young age. And really, that's what brought me to Alaska almost 15 years ago now. I came up here to begin my career as a teacher by trade, and I've done that for 14 years now at Nikiski Middle High School and really love it there. I really enjoy teaching high school history, government, as well as geography. And about 12 years ago, we started an amazing outdoor education program there for middle school students, teaching them all kinds of skills that they're going to use for the rest of their life. That includes all kinds of outdoor safety, cold weather, cold water safety, knot tying, fire starting, and probably really the most fun thing for many kids has been the hunter education program that we take kids through during that. And we're able to go on educational moose hunt. We've got some pretty good coverage for that throughout the years. But kids ultimately learn how to go out and safely harvest a moose and take that moose from the field to their forks for all of their families. And it's really a great time.
Sounds like I should take your own course. I should come down and take the course at Kenai.
We'd love to have you,
Tim. I was going to say I think it's been a while since we've seen young kids running up and down the Capitol hallways. So it'll be a pleasure to see your kids down there.
Yes. Yep. So my kids are here along with Representative Ruffridge's, and I believe Representative Will Stapp will have his kids here, joining a few other families of kids who might be here from time to time.
Well, that's going to keep people busy. Can you tell us a little bit about the district? What's of concern to folks in Kenai? How's the economy?
Well, I think the economy could be a lot better. We seem to be stuck in a rut a bit with our economy on the Kenai Peninsula, as well as the rest of Alaska. And so one of my big priorities for my term as legislator is working toward fiscal stability for our state and really doing what we can to scaffold and support economic growth throughout our community and the state as a whole. And so that means doing what we can to really encourage more workforce development and labor training, as well as making it easier for people to get licensed when they need to, and making government work for people who want to go to work every day to support their families.
It sounds like, and you are you will be the new chair of the Senate Labor and Commerce Committee in the new Senate majority. So you're in a key position in moving workforce legislation forward, and doing the very things you just spoke of. So you're in a very good spot.
Thank you.
Any particular thoughts about apprenticeships, workforce development in general?
Absolutely. I think we need to work together with our public schools as well as our communities to really highlight the amazing amount of internship opportunities that we have, and making sure that students know all the possibilities that are out there for them. And I'm excited to not only use my chairmanship on labor and commerce to do that, but also my position on the education committee as well. And really using that synergy between those two committees, I think we can do a lot to communicate with the Alaskan public about the opportunities that are there for them.
Does the Kenai District have a career and technical education program? Pretty active. As I recall, they did years ago.
So we do have, yep. So the Kenai Peninsula Borough School District has an amazing career and technical education program. We don't have a dedicated school, but in our high schools, we have programs that teach welding as well as CAD/CAM and other significant skills that students are going to be able to use when they leave high school. And unfortunately, due to pressures on education budgets on the Kenai and around the state, those programs are really under a lot of pressure and have been cut over recent years. And so, one of the things that we'll be looking at as we look at education funding is how can we fund education in a way that is going to specifically highlight and prioritize career and technical education, getting kids skills that they can use right when they get out of high school to go to work if they want.
Yeah, there's always been a lot of interest in that field, particularly in outlying areas, rural Alaska. How about the natural resource industries? Kenai is pretty diversified. Commercial fisheries, tourism. How's the fishing industry doing in Kenai?
Absolutely. Well, the commercial fishing industry has been poor, especially the set net fishery, and that's made plenty of headlines as the Kenai River struggles to meet even very small escapement numbers for king salmon. And so that's one thing that I'll be paying close attention to and moving some legislation forward to help it be a little more balanced and allow more passage of Chinook salmon into the river while harvesting the very valuable and sustainable resource that we have for red salmon.
Well, tourism is a bright spot in the state's economy, and that's also pretty important in Kenai. And of course, it ties into the sports fish industry too. But what's the outlook for tourism for this coming year?
Tourism is very good. Our numbers for tourists to the Kenai Peninsula were very good this summer, and excited to see many municipalities around the peninsula take on more infrastructure that makes it easy for tourists to get around with waterfront projects and different development projects. Those things are moving in the right direction. But the balance between resource extraction and conservation of our natural resources in a wise manner is very important to all of the public and the economy on the Kenai. I'm interested in moving that forward.
Well, but a lot of things to think about there, and a lot of things to be done this session. So, welcome to Juneau, Senator Bjorkman, and thanks for joining us today at Capitol Views.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate you having me.
Thank you.